go. Start streaming. Alright, we should be live now. Alright guys, how are we doing here? Hey, Martin, Chris, Kat, and Aaron. We should have everything set and moving. Hey, Jonathan. And let's do this. I thought I was on time. Not much. I just finished my dessert and still having more dessert. Having milk tea today. My basement is super duper cold. I had the heat turned on for like an hour now. And I think right now it's still 53 degrees in here. But nothing is gonna stop me from smoking. So let's get to it. Today I got a bunch of things to talk about, and we will get to all of those. Hi Harrison, and my Saturday is actually okay. Have a little bit issue today in regards to the event that we're gonna have on December 8th. So I just want to take this opportunity to talk about it a little bit. I just want to say that when we set up an event, it's through a lot of work, and I'm pretty sure that one of you will eventually get to an event. And when you get to the event, when you RSVP for an event, make sure that you know that yeah, it is boba tea. Make sure that you know that you are most likely going, and I understand that everybody has family and last minute thing come up, but you know, sometimes the lounge does need an amount of people to be able to host, you know, to set aside space for you guys. You know, you don't want to tell them you have 30 and they end up 5 going. So it's important that, you know, if you can't go, let the person that's arranged of it know ahead of time. So that way, you know, the person who's organizing it doesn't come into a problem where everybody last minute go, hey, you know what, I know it's next week, but I want to tell you today that I can't go. So, you know, it gets complicated. So, alright, let's get started. Today, Camacho, American Barrel Aged. Now, just a little bit background on this. Camacho is a sub company of Davidoff. Davidoff purchased them a while back. Without going into too much detail, Camacho is basically your cheapo blend for Davidoff. So if you don't want to buy Davidoff because they're too expensive for certain things, you can get Camacho and get really, really, really close to the taste of the Davidoff counterpart. So the American Barrel Aged for Camacho is the cheapo counterpart to the late night for Davidoff. I'm sure that Jonathan tonight is smoking that, I think. So let's start it. Why I get this warm up? Because my basement is so cold. So I want to get this warm up a little bit. What are you guys smoking tonight? I want to know. So why are you guys smoking tonight? Let's do it. Where are the Davidoff grown? I actually don't know. Most of them are, you know, obviously the same location with tobacco from, you know, Dominican, Nicaragua. They are usually the only few areas. Davidoff does utilize some Cuban wrappers, but usually they will tell you that it's just undisclosed. So. I believe this one says American Bourbon Barrel Aged, so it's bourbon. The wrong one is slightly redder, like purplish red color band, so it's not the wrong one. The wrong one will taste significantly different than the bourbon one. So Martin, let your wife know that this is a great movie. I am the only actor. There's no name to remember. I am the best movie that she's ever gonna see. Alright, so it is sweeter than usual tonight. I think it's because it's cold. And I already have a lot of sweets today. I just keep eating sweet stuff today. It's like stress eating. Alright, let's get to it. Dry draw, also really sweet. It's like a sweet bourbon, but it's not like a sugar sweet. It's just like not bitter. I'm gonna give you this cherry taste. Really good. Yes, with subscribers. In regards to that, we have 66 right now. We probably will reach 70 tonight if we're lucky. And so today we will raffle out. The question is gonna win this one. Davidoff Signature 2000. So that's what we're gonna win tonight. The previous two, because we never showed it, it's gonna be Davidoff Nicaraguan. It's a Corona size, so it's a short Corona. But it's one of my favorites, so we're gonna give these out for the last two winner. Somebody remind me who won the last two. I remember Sam won the last one, and was it Elvis? I had it written down somewhere. I can always go rewatch the video, but I just can't remember off the spot where I put it. Just toasting, slowly toasting. But my basement's so cold. So we'll also talk about today a question that we have with in the group, in the Facebook group, Cigar Daily Nation group, about humidors and rotating your humidor, your cigars. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Let me lit this up. Oh, smells so good. I just blow it out. Now bear with me a little bit because my basement is really cold, and the cigar doesn't really want to burn that well today. Right away, very you can kind of taste the bourbon smoke in here, so it's kind of sweet because, like, if you imagine drinking a bourbon, like, the initial sweetness is in this. It feels like they kind of washed this with a little bit of whiskey before they put it in the barrel to age it, but it's very subtle, and it comes at the end. So if you want to taste the bourbon, it's actually at the very end, after the cedar note, the floral note, a little bit fruity, and maybe a little bit of cocoa. absolutely no pepper. Okay, no pepper in this one. Doesn't burn my nose, so no pepper in this one. Hey Nate. So as this burns down, it's very like mutual, and it has a little bit of bitter middle taste, middle note. Like so, you get the cedar, you get the cocoa, and then it gets bitter, and then it turns to like a sweet bourbon taste, if you know what I mean. It's definitely a good smoke if you want to go with a bourbon, because when you smoke this and wash off with bourbon, you get to taste that more, because it's like, you know, somebody asks you what it is of something and then show you a picture of it, so you can kind of recognize it better. Hey Glenn, hey Nate, hey, what? I thought I saw somebody. Hey Chaz. And the cigar smoke output is very good in this one. It's definitely, so I taste a little bit spice at the end. So very complex. It's a lot of things going on here. It's not overwhelming though. It is like a medium to full body, but it's not overwhelming right away after, right after it. So Jonathan, you smoking the late night. The late night is definitely even stronger of a blend than the Camacho, and not to mention they're bigger. I think the late night is a Churchill or Toro, so they're big. They're big cigars. In terms of the size, the Camacho version is smaller for sure. I believe this is a Robusto size, so it's not crazy big. It's relatively nice. So, Martin, do you know if that guy is going to show up to see his question answered? I believe he's Philip. I mean, I don't know if I want to make Philip to rewatch this, but we can talk about a few things first. Let's start with the billion-years-old question that everybody always asks: should you ever rotate your cigars? You should always rotate your cigars. If you're not rotate your cigar, you're doing it wrong. Even if you only have 5 cigars, you should rotate your cigars. Now, I grabbed a few cigars out of my humidor today just to show you in example. So here's a bunch of cigars, right? And when you put cigars in your humidor, it's most likely gonna lie like this, right? 3 and 2, or however that's done, right? So when you're doing this inside a humidor, you see all around it is the moisture and air. And the moisture and air is got to be absorbed through the cellophane, if you have cellophane on the cigars. If you have cellophane on the cigars, it's got to have resistance. So it takes a lot to absorb it. Once you absorb it, goes through the inside, the cigar itself, the wrapper will have to absorb it. And then you got to seep through the binding, through your binder and filler, and then get to the other side. So you imagine if you get a roll of paper towels and just touching water, so it slowly goes around it. And what you have is the outside of the cigar is gonna be nicely humidified, but the inside of the cigar in here, in the gap, it's not gonna get any air movement. So it's gonna be drier than the outside. All right. So just basic science. The inside is gonna be drier than the outside. You can do the same thing. Crunch up a bunch of paper towel and put in water, take it out really quick. Inside is gonna be drier than the outside. So imagine that. Basically, that's what it is inside your humidor. So if you don't rotate it, few things gonna happen, right? You gotta have uneven burn because the drier side it's gonna burn faster than the wetter side. That's for sure, right? And the part on the bottom that's sitting on the wood, it's got a shape. It's got a D shape. So think about like if you park your car in your garage for a long time and don't drive it, the bottom of the tire is gonna be flat, right? The same thing with your cigars. The bottom that's sitting on top of the wood or hard surface, it's gotta flatten out. So you get uneven shape, and then you get uneven burn, and then you get all kind of problems with it, right? And stale. And if your humidor ever sits too wet, the wetness is gonna sit at the bottom of it. So you don't want to leave your cigar in the same position for too long. So once in a while, all you had to do was take it and flip it over, flatten it out, right? So that they have a chance to get the other side all moisturized and not push against the bone, against the floor or the wood that you have on. That way they burn better. Okay? So that's just to answer those people's questions of why do you have to rotate the cigars? Because if you don't, whatever that's in between, in here, in the seam here, is not gonna be properly moisturized by moisture, right? Not gonna be humidified by moisture. I know air travels around, but air does, like inside a stale condition where air doesn't move, it doesn't go through the seam that well. It doesn't. Trust me, it doesn't. It's like stuff yourself in a pillow. You're not gonna get enough compared to the outside. It takes a lot for the outside to pass the moisture through to the inside. So that's one. That's one thing we want to talk about today, right? Any question here? No question, right? Going a little quick. So yeah, this answers the question whether or not you should always rotate your cigar. You should always rotate your cigar. Not only that, rotating your cigar help you to check your cigar, see if they molded. So why not? Good inventory too, you know, when you do it. Pretty much. If you have the cigar label always showing up at the top, the bottom is gonna be flat, and the top is gonna be concave inside because whatever that sits on the top is gonna push it down. Rotate your cigar, take the bottom to the top and take the top to the bottom and rotate them. So basically take your cigar and reverse them top to bottom, and then you kind of turn it to the side a little bit so they're not sitting on the same side. Nope, I did not finish. It's too cold to work in my basement right now, so we're actually just not working because like to do all the work during the winter time, my basement during the day is like 30 degrees. It's super duper cold, so we're not working in the basement right now. Because even if I were to mud the wall right now, it's not gonna cure. It's gonna crack. So we're just not doing anything right now. Since it's early in the video, I want to take this opportunity to say that the event for New York is December 8th. Okay, it starts at noon. You can come a little late, that's okay. They are charging $45 flat, and that will include your drink, your snack, and it's gonna come with 1 year of the pig cigar. So, you know, that's like you buying one of the cigars. So you should, you know, you don't want to be at somebody's lounge, have them host an event for you without buying any cigar. You can smoke whatever you want, but so long as you buy one, right? So makes it easy. $45 to go in and drink, and you know, and you get drink, you get food, you get cigar, and they are thinking to give you goodie bags too. And that receipt that you have at the end, we got a raffle to see who wins another Davidoff to go home with. Hey, what's going on? Hi Factory, hi Joseph, hi 253. I think that's Is that Brendan? Sorry, I had to write it out somewhere, but I just can't remember exactly who that is. Was 253 Sam, or was that Brendan? Anyways, so let's talk about Philip's questions. So I hope that everybody can see this. This is the question that they had for Philip. And he's asking why is he having 5 69% and 2 72% Boveda in there, and still only 57% humidity. And let me just drag the chat over here real quick so I can see what people are saying. Oh yeah, Travis. I'm sorry. So, alright, here we go. So now I can see what people are saying. Here's a few problems, okay? Number one, if you can see on my screen where my mouse pointer is, there's a crack right here. That needs to be sealed back. Alright, so if your humidor is not properly sealed, it will leak out humidity. So that's number one. So whenever you have a humidor that's not keeping humidity, you first want to check for leak. That's number one. So crack, bad seal is number one you should check. Okay? Check for that kind of crack. Check to see if it seals good. Alright? It seals good. So close the thing and see if it seals well. And one of the way to check seal is usually take all the cigars out, close the whole thing, close it tight, and just dip it in water, take out real quick. Open it up inside to see if any water leaking from a certain area. Then you'll know where the water came from. So that's number one. Number two, you see the cigar right here, the tube with the 69%. Take that out. That thing's gonna mold. Take that out. Don't keep your thing like that because the air is super stale in there, and the moisture, even though you try to keep it 69, is too close to the cigar. You're actually not good. Number three, when you have 72% bag and a 69% bag, the 72% bag is always gonna dry up because it will fight against the 69. The 69% is always gonna draw stronger than the 72%. Obviously, it keeps 72% because it gives out more than it absorbs. So compared to 69%, the 69% is gonna grab all the moisture out of the 72, and the 72 will try to balance it back to 72 all the time. So if you have a smaller humidor like this, particularly, take the 72% out. Don't even leave it in there. You could put the 72% if you gotta put a cup of water in there, and put the 72% cup to cover the water, so that it's always maintaining to give out moisture that's not more than 72%. But in most cases, if you don't have a cup of water in there, keep only one specific strength. So 69% is good. Just keep the 69% in there. So that's what I would recommend you to do, is to check your humidors for the seal. Take out the 72% and make sure your cigars are lined up nicely. And another thing, last thing, don't keep your hygrometer separate where your cigar is. It's not gonna be accurate. So you are putting it against the wood, so it's directly trying to read the moisture from the wood. You want to put it like just stack on top of the cigar. That tells you how much cigar is really getting. Right? You want it to be at the same size cigar. So if you put all your humidifier pack on one side and then all the cigar on the other side, it's gonna try to fight through all those wood that's trying to take moisture before it gets to the cigar. So you gotta have a really bad reading, right? The divider is not really for you to divide the humidifier packs and hygrometer against your cigars. It's really for you to divide and stack up cigars. So if you don't have any cigars, you should light them all flat. That's the best way to keep your cigars. So when you rotate them, it's easy. Just flip them to the other side, right? And put the hygrometer right on top of it so that it reads directly from where the cigar is taking. All right. And last thing is, oh no, don't ever take the hygrometer that's on top of the humidor is decoration only. You can throw that out. You can throw that out. All right. So I would suggest you check the seals, check all the crack, seal them with silicone, just like those kitchen grade silicone, waterproof silicones. They're good and they don't shrink or expand. And take away the divider and take away all the cigars. Reseason your humidor after to test. All right. And also make sure you test out your hygrometer to make sure it's correct. Just because it's digital does not mean they're always correct. All right. So do a salt test on your hygrometer. If you need, you can easily Google how to do a salt test. You gotta find that usually is few points off or few points more. So. Kim has a video on how to season a humidor. You should look that up. It's actually very easy. Literally just get distilled water, wipe around the inside. You don't need a lot, just a little bit, so that the wood has some sort of moisture to take in first. And then once it dries up a little bit, then you put the cigar in there. So the wood is not gonna fight the moisture against your cigars. It won't suck your cigar dry of moisture. So yeah, there's still hope, and a lot of time people have some leaky seals and stuff like that. You might find that at the edge sometimes it doesn't seal that well. If it's the edge of the opening, so if it's like near the end here, that has opening issue, you can always use felt tape. Felt tape also helps to keep air in there. So I hope that answers the question. There's few things that might go wrong with the humidor all the time. There's no guarantee answer unless, I mean, obviously someone over here is get to touch and see and check it out. But a lot of time you get a glass top, it looks good, yes, but glass top has a lot of issues when it comes to seal or whether or not it's gonna keep moisture, and the temperature change too. With the glass top, they change temperature a lot faster. So glass top is only for decoration purposes. All right, I hope that answers your questions. While I'm doing that question, I think we're like 1/3 of the way through. Let's talk about this cigar again. Give me 1 second. Let's turn this back. Bam. Okay, so American barrel aged. You can always use Tupperware. That works too temporarily. Thanks, Chaz. So as I go 1/3 way through this, it's actually almost half. It gets really sweet, but it's not like a candy sweet. It's more like this wine is sweet. This bourbon is sweet. That kind of sweet is just not bitter of a taste. It's really good. For me, I like Camacho cigar a lot. I mean, they have various different blends, like one of each kind specifically. So if you want to get into Davidoff cigars, having a Camacho is a first step towards that, because I think Camacho is light. Every blend of it is lighter than the Davidoff counterpart. So okay, so why do you keep temporarily to keep it? I've never been to one, Joseph, so I don't know if I'll be going. And to answer the question about why is it temporary to keep storage but it's not good, because when you age a cigar, you want to be in a space where wood will help it breathe. When you keep it in a acrylic humidor, it's not good for aging. That's number one. Number two, your acrylic humidor will start to discolor and they start to look dirty. Number three is that the air is much more stale in an acrylic humidor. So if I was to keep anything in an acrylic humidor, it's because I'm gonna take it out within a month or two, not any longer. So if you want to age your cigar, you want to properly store your cigar, you really wanted to keep it something in a cedar wood condition, because the cedar wood help it, the flavor help the flavor of the cigar. So you really want to have that environment to properly age, because although acrylic is not gonna change the taste of cigar per se, it's not gonna get it worse, but eventually the acrylic is start to look pretty ugly and all that stuff. I mean, one of the other things is that acrylic humidors, you put the cigar this way, right? You put it this way, and obviously all the other ones just squeeze around it like this in acrylic humidor, right? But you're putting all the weights on the foot of the cigars like this, and what happens is, throughout a long time, when the gravity, doing its thing, gravity is doing its thing, you gotta crack the foot. So for me, it's not a good way of storage your cigar long term if you gotta keep your cigar this way. It's gotta crack the foot, if that makes any sense. I mean, some of them you gotta have it like this, but still, that's just cracking the cap. But gravity is gotta do its way, its thing. You can't stop it. So yeah, just like Glenn said, the air is stale in acrylic humidor because acrylic does not breathe, but wood does. Wood will allow some air to go through very, very slowly and come out, and just very, very slowly. So you want to use wood humidor. Obviously, if you use a wine door, the cooler circulate the air, and every time you open it, it circulates the air too. So you definitely want to consider what you use to age your cigar. Long-term cigar should be the proper storage. Acrylic jar should only for short term. And when I say short term, it could be, I don't know, maximum 3-4 months. I think even that you'll crack some of the foot. Depends on the cigar itself. So we have that question answered, yes? So while we had that going, the next thing I want to talk about, first let's see how many people are here. And I hope we have good amount. We have good amount. We have good amount. Where is that? Okay. Just want to make sure I get everybody. And the wood aroma is really good on this. It's almost like a good smoke chip. I don't know. I don't know how I can describe it. But I can tell you that I never really get good ash out of my Camachos. So I don't know if their long fillers are like that, or they're like, they're like medium fillers. Oh, also, I want to answer another question, which is also on the group the other day. We talked about the soft flame lighters, and people ask whether or not you can use Zippos. Don't use Zippos. The fuel in the Zippos, just like when you lit it, you can smell it. that smell will get breathed into your cigars. You don't want to do that. You want to use a butane cigar lighter. So soft or torch, that's fine, but I prefer soft because that's the best way to toast your cigars. But you want to use butane as a fuel source or wood as fuel source. You don't want to use anything else. So what do we got? People that arrive a little late. Why are you guys smoking? I hope you guys smoking something. It's Saturday night. Everybody should be smoking. It is an expensive hobby, Martin, but at the same time, if you calculate how much a coffee costs you nowadays, it's actually not that bad. If you go to Starbucks, a cup of coffee will give you a cigar. Don't use a big lighter. Again, it's the problem with the fuel. The fuel actually will alter the taste of the wrapper because when it burns up, it takes some fuel with it. So, Java Mans. A few beers are good. Anything to relax, right? Anything to relax is good. Start to tunnel a little bit. And I talked about why I like this particular lighter is because the flame is wide. If you see it, it's not like a sharp. It's just like wide on the side. Look at all that smoke. Holy cow. Yeah, Glenn, no problem. Take your time. Filthy Viking is definitely good. Fat Button Belly. Betty. Halfway through, you can definitely taste that barrel taste. If you were to put your hand, I don't know if you guys ever tried a whiskey barrel. You used to be aged. After you're done, if you wipe your finger, just the inside, you get a little bit of that aroma. You can lick it and you'll taste like that. It will taste the cigar kind of give you that taste. So it's really good. Let's see if there's any more questions that I can answer on this thing. So today we can get all questions answered. But yeah, I personally think that we should always have like a few regular torch lighters, and for those times that you want to have a quick smoke. But when I take my time, I want to use soft flame. Soft flame is definitely it. How do I get my wife to let me smoke inside? By paying all the bills. Joseph, by paying all the bills. You paid the bill, you make the rules, right? Filthy Viking, if you taste it really bitter, your problem is smoking it too quick. I realized that the other day, if I smoke it really quick, it gets bitter. So you want to smoke it slower. I know it's really long. You kind of have the tendency to smoke it more faster so that I can get through it. But Filthy Viking, take your time on it. If you can't finish it, you can't finish it. But Filthy Viking is really, really good. If you gotta go slow. Matt knows what I'm talking about. Matt knows how to enjoy his day at home. So, but then he's home by himself, so it doesn't count. Yeah, earlier somebody asked me if I'm drinking boba tea. Yeah, I'm Asian. I have to drink boba tea, right? I used to work in a boba tea shop because I like boba tea, and because the owner is my friend. He had asked me to work for him. Come on, Joseph. You can always negotiate. There's always room for negotiation with the wife. Alright? Wife, what would you like to do at home that you love so much that I hate? You can do that and I will do something else. Hey, Matthew. Matt, I thought you were home by yourself. Oh well. Alright, Martin, I'll talk to you later. Make sure to check out Martin's channel. He's making a couple videos and he's making another video about Camacho. If you want to find out about Camacho, he's got to have that video soon. And Martin, tell your wife to enjoy her movie. Not much, Matthew. We're just enjoying cigars and then we're just chatting here. I answered a few questions that we have on the group page. Hopefully those could be useful to some people when they're asking the same questions. If you guys have questions, you can always ask here and I'll try my best to answer it. I don't know. I know something, just not everything. So, you know, everybody can have their input. Sure, I'd love to talk to your wife, but you have to be responsible for the bill at the end, because your wife might just go out and have a really nice shopping spree while you're smoking at home. In the end, this thing kind of starts to, like, you know, go back to the wood taste, the cedar, the little bit of oak. That aftertaste that you have lingering, you know, when you kind of on your spit, it actually is still a barrel taste. So definitely worth a few bucks. I'm telling you, if you want to buy any of the Camachos, it's worth the money, and they always have good prices. In my opinion, they are really, really good. So try the Camachos. If you're a light-bodied person, they have Connecticut, they have Corojos, they have Maduro, double Maduro. I think they have triple Maduros. So if you love the Maduro taste, they have those. Definitely want to try those, and they're really, 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 really good. Worth your money. Have a few steak in your humidor is definitely the way to go. So let me answer this one of the question. Somebody asked me earlier today, what makes a fried chicken Asian? So what makes a fried chicken Asian? What makes Jinogao chicken Asian? The way it's cooked. It's just the way it's cooked. And that way of cooking that big chunk of chicken breast, it's just like a Taiwanese traditional way. We fried it really, really nicely. It's like it's made out of, like, you know, peppery and 5-spice garlic. It's so good. It's so good. So if you have a Taiwanese store near you and they sell fried chicken cutlets, go get some. You don't even need the rice. It just tastes that good. It just tastes that good. All right. It's used in my country. That's actually like a snack. You go out, they will fry one. You just grab it and eat. But here it's harder, so we eat it for dinner. Tempura is Japanese food, but it's actually used to be a royalty food. It wasn't made for commoners. One day the emperor is summer. He doesn't really want to eat anything, and they fried it up that thing and with the sauce, tastes pretty good. So that's how it came about. And the festival, I'll check it out. It depends on where it is. I mean, I am in the northeast side. I don't know where that event's at. Tony leap of faith, imperfect man walked on water. What is the hat you're wearing about? I talked about it last time. I wear a hat because it keeps my hair not smelling like cigars. So I wear it, and I don't have to wash my hair after, because in a room just cigars. Your clothes smells like cigar. Your body smells like cigar. I just try not to get my hair smell like cigar, because when I do go to sleep, my whole pillow will smell like cigar. Yeah, I'm in the northeast side, but the chat is for everybody. I mean, internet has no bound. Cat, I'm telling you that fried chicken, you don't need any sauce. It's that good. No sauce is needed. The fragrance, this thing going through a retro hill is so good. It doesn't burn your nose like a lot of cigars. It goes through very smooth. It goes through really nicely. It smells great. Only bad thing about boba is that I have to chew while I choke myself. So yes, hopefully everybody that's on right now can help me reach 70 tonight. If we can reach 70 subscribers, it helps to get more people to watch this. And if you could click like so that more people can join. It already have some heat, Cat. The thing is peppery, so it already have some heat on the chicken. Christina's not in today, right? I don't want to make her feel like she had to go eat something. Alright, so while we're here right now, I want to just mention it again. If you have friends in the New York area, let them know. The event is at December 8th and on the Davidoff 6th Ave, entrance 45. Everybody gets to get in and try the Year of the Pig from Davidoff. Year of the Pig, Davidoff. It's gonna be good. I'm excited to go try it. I mean, $45 go in with drinks and the Year of the Pig, which cost me $39 a stick to start with. $45 is like a steal. What is a cigar made of? What kind of leaves makes it its taste? Cigars are 100% tobacco leaves. Every part of it is a tobacco leaf. So every leaf burns slightly different, has the flavor to it. That gives the characteristics. So when you have a wrapper that's a Connecticut, you gotta get that creamy, nutty almond taste. When you have like a Habano or Nicaraguan, you gotta get a little bit of peppery, a little bit of a more intensive taste to it. So it depends on the tobacco leaf. I don't own an eatery right now. I used to. My family owns a couple of restaurants, so I have experience of working in a restaurant as well. It's gonna be at noontime. What happens? I'm gonna go there before noon for sure to help setting things up, to make sure that everything's good. I'm gonna have boxes for the drawing and all that stuff. And obviously, I'm gonna be there, purchase a lot of cigars, probably like $1,000 worth, to bring home with. So I gotta be there early. But throughout the day, I think a couple hours 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock maybe. You know, once you stay there, you know, just finish your cigars and, you know, it goes to whenever you feel like to leave, obviously. So be there around noon to 1 o'clock, I guess. Time flies when you're having fun. Trust me on that one. Feel free to bring a friend. Recommend to your friends to show up. It's a good opportunity to try some Davidoff cigars. It's got to be a really, really fun time if you show up. Bring your friend. You know, tag someone. Help me to share this event so that more people can show up, and it's gonna be really, really fun. I promise you on that. Thank you. I mean, it is not my primary business, so cigar is not my primary business either. So, but yes, if I ever own a restaurant, I'll let you guys know. Most of my business is not in the U.S., so my primary job is a consultant. So. That is the Robusto size, yes. So you can see it's pretty quick, relatively quick. We're only on for, so far, let's see how long we have been on. 48 minutes. I'm almost done. So it's about like a 50 minutes or an hour cigar. I might have to let up another one just so that we can, maybe we'll review another one too. We'll review another one. That's totally fine too. Is it 3 more people? Let me see. I thought it's 4 more. Yeah, usually we hit 70 just now. We hit 70 just now. Nice, thanks guys. Yeah, I usually will buy a few $1,000s, but this week I already bought a lot. So I'm just gonna try to limit myself to $1,000. With regard to the amount of money that people are spending on cigars, didn't there somebody complain about Giuliani spending 12 grand a year? In that case, Giuliani's got nothing on me. I surpassed way surpassed $12,000 a year. And we happen to shop in the same place. I ran into Giuliani before, in Davidoff. Cigar knows no bound. It's an expensive hobby, but long term it's actually not bad. It does keep getting more and more and more. It just never ends. It never ends. So yeah, if you think about it, $1,000 is actually not a lot. Couple, maybe 3 boxes of cigars. I'm a strategic consultant, so that's what I do, consulting. That's right, Jonathan. I had a box of bowl for you. I'll send it over to you with a surprise. So yeah, very close at the end. And the thing about smoking cigars, and when you get close to the end, you want to smoke even slower because it has less distance to travel through. The heat really heats up really quickly for the cigar. So you want to smoke even slower as you get to near the end to not having the burn taste. See, firemen should have way higher salaries, but our government doesn't do that. So that's the problem. Firemen should have a lot. You know, if you ask me, right, should we pay the firemen more so that when your house burned down, somebody's here right on time? I will say yes. So, you know, people don't realize it. At the end, if you ask me, should I pay the police office more money so that they are here to save us on time? Yeah. Should we pay the firemen more money so that they can come and put down the fire on time and faster and have the equipment they have? Hell yeah! You know, in Taiwan we have my friend who owns gyms. They donate money and gym equipment to the fire department all the time because that's exactly what they need. They need to keep their body fit, and they need a lot of money to keep it going. So firemen, EMT, police officer should get higher pay. And that, if I'm not the president, but if I'm the president, that would be the law. That would be the law, because they deserve more. They don't even sleep when you're sleeping, right? You know, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, your house is on fire. Well, firemen's working, and they are waiting there so that they can service you. And a lot of training, a lot of equipment. If you have to carry the fireman equipment just one day, man, you know how tough that job is. So you'll see that, you know, in the beginning of the cigar, I popped 3 times. So 2 short one and 1 long draw. But when I get to the end, I do 2 pop. That was it, because it'll heat up the cigar too much. So that's just like a habit I have. I turned out to have, because I learned that if I have 3 pop, you start to get burned and you start to taste the burn taste. I mean, I donate to my local departments all the time, but I can tell you that even with my donation, I don't think they have nearly enough. Everybody should pay more, because they always run out. We've been through a period of time where like the fire department are closing their what they call the hydrants locations. Like, why would you want that? You never want that your local department close, ever, because you want them to get to you as fast as they can. They don't. So it's because, you know, imagine they had to travel through all the traffic and that just to go save you. It's a small problem, but I think there's always a way to fix that. You know, $52 billion for military budget is already not enough. Can you imagine the budget that we're giving to the fire department, the police department, and the medical department? Now, medical department is getting you a lot of money. It's getting a lot of money already from a perspective, because the medical system in America is super expensive. Asia, you don't need to pay nearly as much. So I think they should fix that a little bit and maybe redistribute it. But, you know, my opinion on that one never goes anywhere. I need to slow down, well, at least that's what I'm saying. But what I think it is reverse, the spending. So when it comes to spending and earning, I can tell you that the more money you have, the more you spend. That was only change. Nobody's gonna have more earning and then spend less. So I can tell you that. That's for sure. As your living standard increases, your expenses go up. So it's not how much you earn, it's how much you regulate your spending. In my opinion, I will buy much more cigars. As much money I have to buy cigars ahead of time when they're cheap than when they're expensive. Especially now, the regulation try to put their foot in there. It might get more expensive. It might get more expensive, so that we really want to plan ahead, buy more. So whenever I telling you, if Tim is running some special, especially right now, I think it's like buy 4 get 5. You should do that. Buy more, so that you don't have to buy it later, right? The wife is gonna get angry at you for now, but later she's gonna be like, "Hey, honey, I haven't seen you buy a cigar for a while." I said, "Yeah, because I had a lot back when it's cheap." I'm saving money right now so that later in the year I have the money to buy you jewelry, if anything. At the end, the taste of this thing changed, and I can't really describe what it is because it's like a really floral, chocolatey taste to it. So this is why usually, you know, when I'm talking to you guys, this point I stop smoking. But this thing has that really nice aroma to it. That's why I continue to smoke this one. Now I don't spend money on guns because there's too many things that I need to take care of it. Because like even on my well, I wouldn't call that guns, paintball markers, I can't help myself to take it out but clean and oil it all the time, even though I didn't go to any game. So if I have guns, I will probably clean it all day long, every day, and that'll be a problem for me. Like I will never stop. I will never lock it in the safe like I should. So I don't have any guns in the house. I do like to shoot, but none of it in the house. Imagine if I get into guns, I will buy so many guns. I won't be able to stop because some of the guns just look so good. Don't ask me what is my take on the gun regulations. Those flare up so many things on both sides. It's best not talk about it. So yeah, this cigar has reached the end. It's an hour in or so, a little bit more than an hour. It's great smoke. It doesn't take you much time to enjoy it. If you had a cup of bourbon on the table, it'll probably last you the cup. It's great smoke. You asked me if this is worth, I believe it's $10, $10 to $12. Totally worth it. Totally worth it for a short smoke. Totally worth it. I'll suggest anybody buying this cigar. All right, that's Camacho bourbon, American bourbon barrel aged. It's this band. The band is beautiful too. I bought it because of the band. I bought it because of this band, because it looks great. So this is what I have. It is a medium strength. I think it's a little bit less than medium strength, but it's medium strength. It's about an hour, so go give it a try. Camacho American barrel aged. This is the bourbon one. Next time I'll get a rum one. We can do a rum one. How many people is in the chat room? Let me know how many people is here. Everybody in the chat room right now, type 1. The number 1. Everybody in the chat room, please type 1. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7. Okay, I mean, it's not too bad. But we have 1, 2, 3 presidents here. So let's wait a little bit, see if more people show up, and then we can do the giveaway. For the Griffins, I'd like to answer the question about the Griffins. All right, so the Griffins is a little light for me. That's why I don't smoke it. I had it once, and I felt it was kind of light, so I didn't get into it. Jonathan, I had to make this more challenging because you tend to win a lot of stuff. So I have to make this more challenging. Let's wait and see if a little bit longer that people will come in, and then we can run the giveaway. Because Jonathan wins a lot of stuff. For those who doesn't know, he wins like 40%, 50% of the stuff I give away. So you want to wait. We do have quite a bit of people. We do have quite a bit of people. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a little bit early. Give away a cigar. Ready? I'm gonna look for a question right now and then see who can give away the Signature 2000 today. And I'll ship everything out probably one Monday or Tuesday. For those who doesn't know, I go to USPS too many times and they think I'm a weirdo. And on the air, what was that? A05 Brent. That's like a rifle, right? So let's see. Today's trivial. Let's see. Today's topic will be how many people here are religious? How many people here are religious? Christian or Catholic? How many people here are Christian or Catholic? Yeah, you know, play as many times you want. If you win again, I just send together. You know, it's all fair. You know, I'm just letting everybody have the opportunity. If somebody went too many times on this, I will make the question even harder. Just a heads up. So next Wednesday, I will still try to have the live. I might have a live on Facebook as well. But Saturday, because I'm going to that event, we'll do the live at the event. So it's not gonna be this kind of environment. It's gonna be broadcasting while we hanging out at Davidoff's. Because the next question I have today for today's it's one of the general questions, but it's religious. So I want to see how many people are religious. I want to be fair, you know. Joseph, how religious are you? Are you going the type that goes to church every Sunday, or you go once in a while, or you pray at dinner, that kind? I think I got a message somewhere. So it doesn't look like everybody is that religious, right? So you're religious too. How religious though? Like, if I asked you something from the Bible, would you know? Well, it kind of looks like everybody is somewhat. So I don't think it's that bad of a question then. I don't think it's that bad a question. It's got to be end up like how many people actually can answer this question quick enough. Well, Chris, you're president, so you don't get to answer anyway. So, ooh, all right. So, It's by chance, I think. It's gotta end up being by chance. So I think this question should be okay. Because it looks like everybody's somewhat religious. Somewhat religious. Alright, ready? You guys ready? We'll wait for everybody to stop typing so that you can get your hand to type the answer very quickly, alright? I'll hold for 5 seconds because I think there's a delay. Alright. Hold for 5 seconds. I think it's gotta end up being somewhat. Okay, now that I waited for the delay, we can go with the question. The question today is, what is the Catholic Church official rank just below the Pope? What is the Catholic Church rank official rank just below the Pope? What is the Catholic Church official rank just below the Pope? First answer correctly gets the cigar. That is not correct. Alright, Harrison got it. It is Cardinal. But Harrison, you are a president, isn't it? You don't get to win a cigar. So Samuel will be the one that wins. Like I say, the giveaway is not for any president. So, Harrison, unfortunately, because you are a president, right? If I didn't get it wrong, you don't get to play. But Samuel Shade, you won the cigar. I might do another one later. I don't know. So Samuel, send me a private message just to remind me, please. Doesn't matter. When you type in it, I'm pretty sure all of them will type in their best answers anyway. So Samuel Shade, send me a private message just to remind me. I had it written down, but I want to make sure I have the message. And include your address if I don't already have one. Pope Jr. That's a good one. That's a good one. Pope Jr. The video must be liking like crazy. So hey guys, this is what's gonna happen today. Because we have an event next week, and I want to be able to talk to everybody in the chat, in the group, and everything. So today we're gonna do something slightly different. Even though we're on the Facebook right now, I would like to cut off here and then do a continuation right on Facebook, because I realize I can actually do that on Facebook. So if everybody would kindly move to Facebook, I'm gonna do a live right there and talk to everybody on Facebook. Is that okay with everybody? Because the reason I'm doing it here is I don't want to run the giveaway in Cigars Daily Nation. So since I already done the giveaway right now, we will move back to Facebook, and that way we can share the chat room with more people in Cigars Daily Nation. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off here right now, and I'm gonna go back to Cigar Daily Nation and start a chat room right there, and join me right there so we can have another hour of chat. I might let up another one. So let's go ahead and move up there. All right, so I'll see you there in Facebook.